So one of my relatively, brand new, only discovered my channel a couple months ago or so or something. If that, I don't know. Time goes by fast, but not that long ago. New to my channel, but definitely a fan, admirer. Told me something I don't want to know about. That I'm on BUZZFEED for, oh God. You gotta fucking kidding me. I don't even know what BUZZFEED is. I will not go and read that. Hell will freeze over. Hell will freeze over before I will ever go and read whatever that says. I'm serious. I will not read it. He gave me the link. Like I said, he likes me. He's a fan of mine. He's not doing anything to be cruel, but he gave me the link. Woman freaks out over Chad Kruger. Wonderful. Wonderful. So let me state for the record, even though nobody's going to believe me, I'm not freaking out, in quotations. I'm not freaking out over Chad Kruger, okay? Even if you want to say I'm in pain or whatnot, it's not even over him. It's not even over him. It's over the idea of him. And it's also because I can't erase what I did back in 2009. It's because I'm forever, my existence on a metaphysical level, not on a literal level, is forever linked to the man, okay? I'm not in pain over him. I don't even know him. And unlike was the case with me, unfortunately, in 2009, when I was knee-deep ripped by that delusion, I realize now, for a number of there are a number of extremely valid reasons, that I could never be with that man. Even if he miraculously wanted me, I couldn't be with him. There's so many reasons. So only ignorant people would ever think that I'm freaking out over him. Okay? I don't even know him. I also see his track record with women. I see how he operates. It's not him. It was never, how could it have ever even been him? It was the idea of him. You understand? It was him put on a pedestal by me because of his songs. Does that make sense? I'm not freaking out. In that bit, it wasn't freaking out over him. I'm upset that any of this had to happen in the first place. And you say, well, that's your own goddamn fault. Yeah, so to speak, but lots of people can go crazy in private, okay? You know? Most people. There were a number of very valid reasons that I believed what I did. Even if everyone on this planet wants to attribute those reasons to my insanity, okay? There were a number of valid reasons. I'm not freaking out over him. I wish he could have just made it work with Avril Lavigne. I believed that they were, that was it, and she was the one, that was, whatever. And I understandably just want to forget all about the man, okay? You say, if you want to forget all about him, why did you analyze him in your video? Because I'm doing so objectively. To prove how objective I can be, okay? I admittedly went crazy in 2009 2009. But it didn't come to light until 2010, see? In other words, it wasn't made, made public. The world wasn't aware. I'm not freaking out over Chad Kroeger. I don't know him. I don't know him. I've never met him, and I regret all of this, okay? And the fact of the matter is, and my fans who followed me all these years can vouch for it, I didn't make one peep about Chad Kroeger since 2010. Not one peep. Besides mentioning him briefly in one of my videos, when I'd heard that he proposed to Avril Lavigne. And maybe I mentioned again when I found, I didn't even know that I knew that they got married, but I didn't know when. I mean, you know what I mean? I didn't mention him all these years. All these years. My fans, anyone who's followed me all these years can vouch for me. I didn't mention the man since 2010 until recently. Recently. And I mentioned him without knowing anything about the possibility of him even remotely being on the rocks, his relationship, his marriage with Avril Lavigne being on the rocks. I didn't even believe people who were saying it to me, okay? Because people like to fuck with me. But I certainly didn't ever think it would happen in a million years. Never, ever, ever did I think for 1 second that would happen, okay? Unfortunately, opened Pandora's box. I shouldn't have done it. That's all. Shouldn't have done it. My own fault, okay? Shouldn't have done it. Shouldn't have done it, period. Okay? I kept my vow from 2010 until several months ago, whenever, a few months ago, whenever it was. To never, ever, ever glance at another Nickelback video and never, ever, ever listen to a Nickelback song. I kept my vow to myself all these years. And I recently broke it simply because I wanted songs I liked to jam. I wanted to jam, and it's hard for me to find songs I really like to jam to while I'm power walking, okay? So I opened Pandora's box. And I would have been fine had I just simply listened to my old standbys, consisting of Burn It to the Ground, Something in Your Mouth, and Animals. That's it. Would have been fine. Would have been 100% fine had I simply done that. But no, I bought these songs off of Amazon, and I had to go and glance at other songs. You know what I mean? However, I found those old songs. I probably didn't, I think I clicked on Best Of or something. I didn't just go to each individual album to find that song. I don't know what I did. Who knows? But unfortunately for me, I have insatiable curiosity, and when I saw Edge of Revolution, I couldn't resist. I could not resist listening to that song, and then I couldn't resist watching the video. And then by total chance, I happened to see the one that came from, I guess, his CD Here and Now, and that was We Must Stand Together. Again, this sounds way different than just like, I don't know, some stupid fluff song or love song or whatnot, and I checked out that one too. But so what? You know what I mean? I did that, and then I'm thinking, well, if those songs are sincere, that's a very big if, Chad Kroeger's aware of a hell of a lot of shit that I never would have pegged him to as being someone, aware of that. And I never, again, big if that's even true. I told you that I feel that these artists, It's everything they write puts more money in their pockets. I take, take them with a grain of salt. Although I know via Joe that Muse, of the infamous song Uprising, actually appeared on the Alex Jones show, so that makes that band legitimate in my eyes, But who knows about Jack Kruger? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Even when I was listening to these songs, I was 100% aware of the fact that, as far as I knew, he was happily married. You understand? I'm not freaking out over Jack Kruger. I'm freaking out, in quotations, or I was, or I did, for a lot of valid reasons that revolve around me being extremely lonely, okay? So of course all this Jack Kruger shit resurfacing is gonna rub it in my face how lonely I am, It's gonna rub in my face what I so foolishly believed regarding the man back in, what I foolishly believed back in 2009. That's the whole deal, okay? It's not me freaking out over him. It's me freaking out, so to speak, over the idea of him. And though I know I could never, ever, ever in a million years be with him or anybody like him, okay? First of all, I don't even remotely have the confidence to believe anybody like that would ever, you know what I mean? Would ever like me or want to be with me anyway. I mean, even if somebody was professing that, I wouldn't believe it, okay? Number two, I mean, just like I said, just by virtue of who he is, I would automatically be afraid of him or anybody like him. And number three, probably most importantly, he, and anyone like him goes on the road for often for months at a time, while his girlfriend or his, fiance, Mary Gorick and then Kristen do it at him, sit at home and twiddle their thumbs waiting for him to come home, I mean, I don't know if they literally do that, the women in his life literally do that. And the reason I didn't say Avril Lavigne is because she goes on the road. She's rich and famous, mega talented, etc. in her own right. You know what I mean? So I don't have to sit here and think that about her. But Marianne and possibly Kristen, yeah. I wasn't freaking out over him. I was freaking out just over the idea of him. The illusion, so to speak. I was freaking out because all that shit that happened back then just rubs in my face, all kinds of shit that I don't want to, think about or whatnot. I guess that's the best way to sum it up. Like I said when I was crying, how can BuzzFeed say I'm freaking out over Jack Kruger when I'm stating that I just wish that I could go back in time and erase all of this? As in, I never did anything any stupid, crazy things that I did back then. Over this man that I realized now I could have never been with in a million years anyway. You see? But whatever. Have your little stupid thing on BuzzFeed. Nothing can even remotely come close to how I was humiliated, you know, back in 2010, okay? Nothing. Nothing. Nothing can come close to that in terms of this man, okay? It's all ridiculous. I wish I could erase it all. But I unfortunately can't. And that's just something I'm going to have to live with for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Oh well. That's the way it goes, you know. No one can accuse me of anything. I don't even go near the man's videos. I don't post a single comment under any of the videos, okay? If I mention him from time to time on my own videos, well, that's my prerogative. If I want to analyze to Kingdom Come, his intriguing to me history with women over the past, past 14 years, that's my prerogative as well. You know what I mean? I can analyze him. I know enough about him to analyze him. It's only my opinion, but so what? It's my opinion, drumroll, being given on my fucking channel. You know what I mean? I'm not going anywhere else and saying any of this. I'm not going to any of his videos. I'm not going even anywhere but my own channel. So, whatever, Go ahead, humiliate me out on BuzzFeed, who cares? Because no one could ever really understand, and no one really knows the truth, okay? The truth is, I don't know what to think about any of it, and it just upsets me because I just wish it had never happened at all. And that's the truth. Why would it not be the truth under the circumstances? You know what I mean? Under the circumstances, why would I not wish this had never happened? It's not like I wound up with them. It's not like that I could ever be with them anyway. So it's all fucked, it's all stupid. It's so stupid on multiple levels. Multiple levels. And you wouldn't even be getting this fucking video except Colin not only told me I was on BuzzFeed, and when I read that one comment, I didn't even know what he was talking about. I thought he was making stuff up. I don't even know what BuzzFeed is, and you're on BuzzFeed, cool. I thought maybe he's referring to something from a long time ago or something. Then he gave me the link, and that means that it's something recent. Oh, fuck me, I didn't even know that when I read it. So I read this comment, cool, you're on BuzzFeed. What does that mean, cool, I'm on BuzzFeed? Colin says things like that often are not, he says things like that. So I took what he said with a grain of salt until I saw the other comment that actually gave the link that I will never go to, ever, ever, ever. Hell will freeze over before I will ever click on that link, by the way. I don't want to know. I mean, I really don't want to know. I won't even send my friend to go and click on that link and tell me about it. I don't want to know. I do not want to know. I'm only insatiably curious to a point. I am not going to click on that link. I don't want to know. But again, it's only on my own channel. And it's not even remotely like it was years ago. And it's not like I'm going anywhere near his videos. You know what I mean? Or even near any chats about him. You know, not even near any chats online. Nothing. But it's my prerogative to analyze him. I can analyze him to king of if I want. I probably know more about him than a lot of his fans know, because they just listen to songs and didn't read the Playboy 2008 article like I did. Interview, whatever, with him. And they also probably have never read the lyrics to every song he's ever written in his life. At least every one that he ever, released publicly, so that someone like me, could access the lyrics online. And that's it. Every last thing he ever wrote in any of his songs, any of them, it could all be lies. Okay? So, I don't know him. I don't know him at all. I don't profess to know him. He exists in a different fucking reality. He's existed in a different reality for me for the past 14 years. Okay? That's a long fucking time. And I may as well come from other planets to how dramatically different our lives have been over the past 14 years. I'm not even talking prior to that. So that's it. Most of y'all think I'm crazy anyway, so whatever. Not freaking out over Chad Kruger, a human being I don't even know at all. Don't know at all. I might falsely believe I know him through his songs, but that's a bunch of hooey. Because someone that talented can write about anything doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean that's his true sentiments, his true feelings, nothing. Okay? That's it. I need to go to bed. Again, you wouldn't have been getting this video had I not been featured on BuzzFeed, And the thing is, you wouldn't be getting this video even if I hadn't been featured on BuzzFeed if nobody told me. Because I'd never know. In a million, billion, zillion years, I would never have known. Unless somebody told me, I would never know. See? I would never know. Never ever know. Even when the LA Times, I think, whatever that was, years ago, 2010, decided to humiliate me and feature my sideways video out there and humiliate me, call me the world's most irrational Nickelback fan. I never would have known about that. Somebody told me. One of my fans told me. I would have never known about that either. But like I said, stupid BuzzFeed thing, nothing can come close to what that, what happened in 2010. Nothing. Again, I'm a completely different person than I was back then. And I maturely realize that even if that 1 in a billion chance he wanted me, I couldn't be with him anyway. See? Night and day from who I was back then. Night and day. Night and day different. I'm not just a hell of a lot thinner, I'm a completely different person. I can't deny what she did, but I most definitely forgive what she did, because I know it all derived from severe pain that she was in. See? Everything she did derived from severe pain. That's it. So, humiliate me, ridicule me all you want. I'm used to it by now. I'm used to it by now. It's my own damn fault if I hadn't opened Pandora's box. You know, a few months ago, whenever I did it, several months ago, it wasn't even several. It wasn't even that long ago. The summer is only 3 months long. It wasn't, when was it? It wasn't that long ago. I don't know. It wasn't that long ago, though. 4 or 5 months ago, maybe, but whatever. You know what I mean? Ridicule me, humiliate me, whatever. I'm used to it. I experienced it all back then, and like I said, I'm not her anymore, not even remotely her. Okay, so whatever.